Great. Well, thanks for having me. I'm Jeff Swinoga. I've been in mining for about 25 years. I started off my career at Barrick Gold, Hudbay Minerals, Torex Gold, North American Palladium. I've been around for a while on the board of PDAC. Also, I was a national mining leader for EY for a little bit and came out to run this company and do lots of other great things. So we're going to talk about Newfoundland. Those were the forward-looking statements if you want to look at them at your leisure. But basically, about 4 years ago, there was a gold rush in Newfoundland. A company called Newfound Gold became a billion-dollar company with great assay results. Grades like 90 grams over 20 meters. It was a tremendous event, and they've been drilling for 4 years. So great company. They actually own about 8% of us. And they're in blue here. So if you look at the graph here, they've got all the land in blue. Exploits Discovery has all the land in yellow. You can see it's very strategic, very large, probably one of the largest land positions in the province of Newfoundland. There's also a company near called Lab Gold in green. And there's this Appleton Fault that's kind of running through all of these properties. And so we're great to have this great position. We have a really good team on the ground, a great board, great position financially, over $7 million in cash. Most of that's hard dollars and a little bit of flow that we raised last year. Eric Sprott owns about 16%, great founding shareholder. And we're going to talk about this property called Bullseye that we picked up last year. It's a small property, but it's right where you want to be. It's probably one of the best properties you can stake in the province of Newfoundland. We picked it up over about a year ago, and it's right on this Appleton Trent. So if you look at the discoveries to the south, Newfound Gold, of course, they've had 18 gold discoveries now. They just came out with one today called Vegas. So they had all these discoveries to the south there, and then it runs kind of right into our Bullseye property you see in yellow. And so we're going to talk mostly about that, and then we're going to talk about a much larger property called Gazebo. So how did Newfound Gold become $800 million or $1 billion company? Well, through great drill results, as I mentioned. So every time they came out with a great drill result, their market cap would increase. You see the blue bars here going up. And here's Exploits Discovery. We just started drilling on the Appleton Fault last year, so we're about a 17 million market cap. So we have a pathway, hopefully, to follow in our big brother's footsteps, Newfound Gold. And just going back to our market cap, about 17 million. Again, Newfound owns 8% of us, Eric 16%. We have 156 million shares outstanding, good cash position, and our shares relatively liquid, trading about 200,000 shares per day. As mentioned about myself, but also Ken Tiley, he's our VPX, 40 years in the business, came from McEwen Mining, used to work at Gold Corp companies. Fiona, she'll be here today at the Red Cloud event. Shanda will be here tomorrow. Doug Cater, key guy on our board. We have all great board members. Doug was the VPX at Kirkland Lake. He's the one that worked with Eric Sprott and went after the Fosterville mine that they ultimately took over, and then they got taken over by an Eagle. Also, Larry is a prominent wealth manager in the province of Newfoundland. Siri does great sustainability work, and Rod is a great geo and valuation person. Our team on the ground, they're all local. I'm super proud of our team. They're either from St. John's or from Gander, Newfoundland, where our office is. And they're salt of the earth. They really care about their province. They're not 9-to-5ers. We're truly blessed with a great team. And these are the guys that make it happen for us. So how did the gold get here? Well, through tectonic plate action. Orogenic means mountain building process. And so plates coming together, you can call it these megastructures going all the way to Ireland. And folding, cracking, lots of pressure, creating these faults that you see on the left-hand side. And the key one we're focused on is the Appleton Fault. That's what's getting all the gold right now, it looks like. And it's not the main faults that has the gold, really. It's the tertiary or secondary folds that cause the traps that the gold gets trapped into. So the core that we see is beautiful, right? It's quartz. You can see in the middle there, that's Fosterville, again, one of the highest grade and most profitable mines in the world. It's got stylites through it, antimony, pyrite, vugs, visible gold, beautiful looking core. And then that's on the right-hand side, you see Newfound's core. And then on the left-hand side, you can see that's our first drill hole. And you can also see visible gold in that too. So we're super happy about having the same type of geology as our big brother and also as Fosterville. So we started the drill. When we first got our property, Eric's first question was, how did you beat out all your competitors? And the second question, when are you going to drill it? So we started, we did some geophysical work on it first, but then we launched our drill program last year. And our first drill hole was fantastic, as I mentioned. You can see the core there, visible gold, nice little hit, about 14 grams. And then we, of course, kept drilling. Hole number 5 got even better, about 13 grams over 3.5 meters. Again, great looking core. Then our best hole was hole number 19. We hit about 38 grams over about 3 meters. And it had 55 flecks of gold in it. So it was just beautiful to look at. So we call it our Horseshoe Discovery, our first one last year. You can see the Alpine Fault on the left-hand side there on plan view. And the red represents the gold mineralization interpreted from the drill results we have. And the picture on the right shows the underground. I do have a video here. I'm hoping it's going to play with one click. Yeah, so we did see hits up to 118 grams per ton, open in all directions. And we're super happy to have our first drill program on Bullseye, and so it's great. Yeah. But we stopped drilling after about 30 holes because we knew there was more to the story here. So as soon as we discovered our horseshoe, literally Newfound Gold came out with their Everest, their K2, and their jackpot discoveries, literally on the border. So in the red portion there, that's our Bullseye property. This is a Google map image. So you can see all the drill holes that they have leading up to our property. We're right in line on this Alpine Fault here. So we said, let's pause, let's see what they discover. And they kept drilling and had more success with their discovery to the south. And then literally about 5 weeks ago, they came out with Honeypot. So now we've got Everest, Honeypot, Jackpot, and K2 to the south. And Jackpot and Honeypot are literally like 100 meters away from our border. K2 is about 150 meters south of our border. So things are really shaping, I call it heating up in the area, because it truly is heating up in this small little area. So I do have another video that I want to show you. So you see to the south here, here's all the Newfound Gold discoveries. Here's our Bullseye to the north. And you see these splays kind of going off the Alpine Fault. So what we want to do is we want to test these trends. So instead of doing systematic drilling, we want to do surgical drilling and actually kind of follow the trends that already we see from our big brother Newfound discovering. So we're hoping to spend less money but have the same or similar result to Newfound. So we did 12 holes, about 2,500 meters. We're still waiting for assays. So we're hoping to report that in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned for that. So that's not end of the story. Newfound Gold spent about $10 million on seismic as well. Because what they're trying to look for is how deep does this go? So orogenic flows basically come up from the bottom, of course. So if they can find the source of the gold leading to all these gold discoveries, maybe there's a gold chimney, there's something interesting down there. And they also went over our Bullseye property. So they asked, Jeff, can we go over your property? I said, sure, of course. The price was free, but we get access to the data. So I'm hopeful that they're going to come out with the seismic data in maybe the next month or two, who knows. But then we'll hopefully see the source of where this gold is, and then we kind of track it from there. You actually can see on that Google Earth map I showed you kind of the seismic lines going through our property. So I tried to highlight them in the white arrows here. So that's Bullseye, but now Gazebo is a much larger property, 7+ kilometers of the Alpine Fault. You could fit all of Newfound's gold discoveries into our Gazebo property. So we did some till sampling, which basically just means there's a glacial till going over the bedrock in the province of Newfoundland. And so what we did is we dug down to figure out if there's any hot spots. So what we found is that there's 3 areas that look very interesting. And based on the number of gold grain counts in the soils, we found up to 14 times greater than background in certain areas. So these areas are really getting, more refined, if you want to call it. Our first program we did in September last year, we announced it. We did a grid of like 500 meters by 500 meters. Then we kind of wanted to get closer to, some of the areas that got really hot. And so we did 100 meters by 100 meters, and some areas 200 meters by 200 meters. Some areas are a little boggy, so it's tough to kind of get all the, the grid we wanted to do. But it was a great result we just announced 2 weeks ago. So the key here is to is to keep refining these targets and get it down to a drill ready stage. So we want to get hopefully drilling by either about summer or late summer on some of these targets. We might go out and do some channel sampling and things like that to really kind of hone in on things. No, we're super excited about Gazebo because just due to the size, the proximity, and what we're seeing in the tills. Oh, also from a geophysical perspective, you can see we see similar splays coming off the Appleton Fault, much like we saw to the south with Newfound gold. So it's almost like kind of view it like a feather. You've got this, the stem, and then you've got sort of splays kind of coming off, and we see similar splays coming on our Gazebo property. So the tills are looking good, the splays are looking good, and we just need to get a little more refined in where we want to drill because it's such a large property, and hopefully we'll have some announcements out this summer. So the key thing here is Bullseye is sort of a near-term opportunity. With drill results pending, we hope to go back and actually drill sort of the honeypot area as well as K2. We're definitely not done at Bullseye. There's definitely more gold around there. And then we want to get to Gazebo. Gazebo, we think, could be our billion-dollar property that launches into the same type of area as Newfound. So we need to get to that. But Bullseye is great right now, and so Gazebo's next. And then then we'll hopefully become another Newfound gold to the north. So that's our story. We're well funded. We've got a great team. We drilled. We're getting the assays back and hoping to follow that up. And we also had our first gold discovery called Horseshoe. We could go back and drill that, but we want to figure out what's the biggest opportunity we have to keep drilling and hopefully make something economic.